Hey everyone, this is your girl Sharifa, aka Shree, and welcome to the I'm Good podcast, or in better words, the I Feel Good podcast. If you are new here, welcome to the family. This is a podcast where I explore topics on mental health, physical health, nutrition, and everything in between. So if you're trying to get right and stay right mentally, this is definitely the place you want to be. And wait, before I begin, here's some quick info. Why did I name this podcast I'm Good? Simple. Because as people, from a cultural standpoint, whether we are down or happy, our favorite response to friends, families, or strangers is I'm good, even if we're not. It's completely normal not to feel happy all the time, but in the midst of whatever you go through, the saying I'm good can elaborate to so many different meanings. So yes, this is the place to be, whether you are down, happy, excited, and everything in between. I'm here to dish out knowledge, talk about current topics, and of course, lift you up. So feel free to go ahead and subscribe, share this podcast, leave a review, and tell a friend. Now let's go ahead and get started on today's show. Hey guys, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. And let me explain to you really quick. First of all, for starters, it's free. Yes, I said it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And I know most of you guys have a phone or computer, so it's so easy. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So make sure you download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey everybody, welcome back to the I'm Good podcast. If you are new here, what's good? What's poppin'? Thank you again. If you are new here, I was gonna say thank you again, once again, for joining me. But if you are new here, this is your first time. So thank you so much for choosing to click on this podcast episode and joining me on today's episode. And for all of my returning listeners to my I'm Good fam, what's good? What's poppin'? I hope you all had a great, awesome week. Listen. On and popping, on and upward. Listen, y'all, I'm just excited. I'm just excited about life. I'm just excited about just everything. Like, it's so important to get yourself to become aligned. Start doing things that are aligned with you. Like, start being around people that are positive and that push you. Put yourself in environments that motivate you or make you feel fulfilled. Like, I'm learning this every single day as I get older. Like, it's so important. I don't care what it may be or what it look like. It's so important to become aligned and do what's best for you. Do what makes you feel good, okay? Like, do what makes you feel good. Do what makes you just excited. Like, stop living life based off of what somebody else thinks that you should be doing. That's not life. That's not living. Like, it's time really to just really get into what you want to do and what makes you align and what makes you feel good. So that's just the journey I'm on right now. I'm on the journey of alignment, becoming more aligned every day. Just making sure that what I do is that when I'm doing something that it feels right, and if it doesn't feel right, figure out why it doesn't feel right and try to get back on track, because I feel like life is all about alignment. Like, just making sure that you're doing things that are aligned to who you are, your purpose, your values, whatever it may be. We all have a different alignment in life, but if we're all aligned, we will all get there in the finish line. So I hope all of you guys had a beautiful and wonderful week. As always, like I said, I just like to express, and give gratitude and give thanks for everyone who has tuned into this, who have tuned in to these podcast episodes. Like, y'all guys are the real GOAT. Y'all are the GOATs, okay? And that's on period. Also, too, do not forget to go ahead and go to www.allthingsshree.com if you have not done so. So if you have not done so, please don't miss out, because people on it. So don't miss out. Make sure you go ahead and go to www.allthingsshree and use your promo code I'm Good fam to get 10% off your entire order. Go ahead and check that out. If you are listening to this podcast episode on an Apple device, make sure you guys go ahead and leave a rating and review. It helps the podcast to grow even more, and it helps for even more wonderful listeners, to be aware of this podcast. So I'm here to help people. Like I said, this podcast is all about self-development, helping you to become a better person physically, mentally, just overall. Like I said, it's all about self-development and talking about things that we can do to get ourselves more aligned and more just aligned with our purpose and overall well-being. So make sure you guys go ahead and leave a rating and review. And then if you're not listening to this on a Apple podcast or Apple device, you can certainly, whatever platform you're listening to, if it's Spotify, Amazon Podcast, Google Podcast, whatever it may be, if there is a portion on there where you can do a rating review, make sure you go ahead and do that. And that will, listen, thank you guys for everyone thank you to everyone who has done it. So thank you. So yes, make sure you guys go ahead and do that. Leave a rating and review. Also, too, thank you to everyone who has checked out our midweek roll call. If you're not familiar with the midweek roll call, go ahead and check it out. The episodes are only about a minute, if that. So make sure you go ahead and check out the midweek roll call, and shout out to everyone who has been listening to them. Like I said, this is something that I implemented months and months ago. It seems like forever. I think I implemented in October of 2020. So that was, wow, time is flying. Y'all, time is flying. October is around the corner. We're about to go into August. What? It might be Simone voice. So yes, y'all, thank you for checking out the midweek roll call. And like I said, if you haven't listened to it, make sure you go ahead and check it out. The episodes are less than 1 minute. And listen, it's there to help uplift you and give you clarity and peace as you go through the rest of the week. That's how I always end it off. So yes, make sure you go ahead and check that out. And then also too, make sure you go ahead and share this podcast. So whatever social medias that you use, if you texting your mom, your pops, your grandma, whoever it may be, make sure you go ahead and share the link, share this podcast, share it on your Instagram, share it on your social media, TikTok, Facebook, whatever you use. There's so many apps out here now. Like, there's so much out here now. So whatever you use, make sure you go ahead and share this podcast episode. And listen, we're growing. Like I tell you guys all the time, like, we're growing. We're constantly growing. This podcast, I still can't believe it's like an international podcast. Like, I have people from all over the world listening to this podcast, and it's just so amazing. But that's what happens when you're aligned. That's why I like to talk about alignment. It's so important with being aligned, because when you're aligned, things will come to you and attract to you. So just make sure, like I said, it's important to do things that make you feel good. Do things that make you feel fulfilled. Do things that are walking into your purpose. So yes, y'all. So make sure you guys go ahead and share this podcast, and let's get started on today's show. So on today's episode, I want to talk about, and I know I discussed it before, but there's nothing wrong with being repetitive, because that's the way we learn. You have to continue to be repetitive with certain things so that you can kind of get it ingrained in your head, and it becomes a natural habit with learning information or just doing a habit. So today's episode, I want to talk about anti-inflammatory foods. So different type of foods that are anti-inflammatory, not pro-inflammatory, that causes inflammation, but I want to talk about foods that decrease and that fights against inflammation. So if you're not really familiar with what anti-inflammatory means, or what I mean in regards to food, basically the benefits of eating anti-inflammatory foods is it's crazy to me. You don't hear so much about it, but there are a lot of benefits. So for one, eating an anti-inflammatory diet can help with, obesity. So if you're overweight, if you need to lose weight, it can certainly help with obesity. It also can lower the risk of heart disease. And then also too, it can decrease, I always talk about mental health. It can also decrease, feelings of anxiety and depression. And like I said, there's not enough information out there. I personally don't feel like there's enough information out there about how food can help anxiety and depression. Like I said, this is why I have this podcast. This is why I create this podcast and talk about topics like this, because there's not enough information out there about the different foods that you can eat to affect your mood, and different foods that you can eat to decrease inflammation. They don't just push out that information. Instead, they push out medication, but they don't push out what can we do on a natural route, to help ourselves. Like, what foods can we do? What foods can we eat to help decrease the inflammation in our body? So a lot of chronic illnesses or autoimmune diseases diseases, whatever it may be, has to do with inflammation. So, and also too, and I talked about it before, when it comes to anxiety and depression, that has to do with inflammation in the brain. So my thing was like, okay, this will be a perfect episode to talk about, once again, foods that you can eat that can help decrease inflammation in your body and that fight against inflammation. And so before I do get started, I just want to kind of talk about some pro-inflammatory foods. And those foods are such as like the sugar, high carb foods, your fast foods, donuts, whatever it may be. Those foods are pro-inflammatory. So those are going to cause your body to flare up, to be inflamed, for you to have inflammation in your body. But today, listen. So today I'm going to talk about foods that are going to help decrease inflammation and get you to where you need to be. So if you're trying to lose weight, if you are dealing with a chronic illness or chronic disease, if you are dealing with anxiety, if you're dealing with depression or whatever it may be, these are some foods that are going to make you feel better. So, and then also too, on this episode, I'm going to just go through the list of foods. So if you want to go more into the benefits of these different foods, I know I've had previous podcast episodes where I kind of dig deeper into the benefits of each food and what it does to the body. But yes, go ahead and make sure you check out those previous episodes. But on today's episode, I'm going to give you 10 anti-inflammatory foods that can help decrease inflammation in your body and help you to get to where you need to be, and also help you to get to optimal health. And so also remember, like I said, with these foods that I named, these are not all the foods. These are just some. So like I said, you can, feel free to do more research, but these are just some. These are some foods to get you started if you want to focus on an anti-inflammatory diet. So the first food on my list are berries. Berries are excellent, excellent, excellent. They're excellent for many reasons. I mean, many, many, many reasons. But berries are the first food on my list that can help decrease inflammation. So any type of berries, we're talking about strawberries, blueberries, etc., you name it. So berries is a great way to help combat inflammation. So berries, you can buy frozen blueberries. You can put berries in I was going to say a smoothie. Well, that's what I do. So if I buy frozen blueberries, I'll put it in a smoothie. But you can buy frozen blueberries and unthaw them in a microwave, unthaw them in a refrigerator. You can buy fresh blueberries. There's so much that you can do with blueberries. You can put blueberries in your cereal. You can put blueberries on your yogurt. So blueberries is the first food on today's list in regards to fighting inflammation in the body. The second one is green tea. And this was interesting for me because I always heard a lot about green tea, but I never really did that much research on green tea. But it was very interesting to me because with the green tea, I've been hearing so much about it in regards to the benefits of weight loss. So it was actually kind of surprising to me, but not, I guess, completely, but it was surprising to me to see that green tea is considered anti-inflammatory. But technically, now that I think about it, as I say it to you guys, now that I think about it, green tea is known to help speed up your metabolism and also to help you lose weight. So now that I think about it, it goes hand in hand with inflammation. Ding. So yes, not just think about it. Yeah. So green tea is another, it's tea. So you got to buy a tea bag, whatever it may be. But green tea is also known to help fight against inflammation. So whether or not you drink cold tea or hot tea, whatever it may be, there's decaffeinated tea out there. That's what I drink. I was in the store the other day trying to find caffeine-free because I like to stick with the caffeine-free stuff. So I was trying to find caffeine-free green tea. I guess that's not a thing if that is a thing, somebody please message me on the I'm Good Podcast Instagram account and please tell me where I can buy that. I could not find it for the life of me, caffeine-free green tea. So I did buy the decaffeinated. And they also have caffeinated. So green tea is another great type of food to help you with decreasing inflammation, or drink, I should say, because it is food. You get what I'm saying. So yes, green tea. And also too, if you're trying to lose weight, it's also helpful in regards to helping someone lose weight. So it helps to boost metabolism. And there are also a whole nother array of things that green tea is great for. So make sure you go to your local store. Green tea is not a lot. I think I got my box of green tea. I don't know how many came in a package, but I feel like it was enough. But I think it was about maybe like $2 or something. That's where I got my green tea from a store called Wegmans. So yes, it wasn't that much, but there are all types of brands out there, and there's green tea like with peppermint, green tea with lemon. So there's all types of green teas, but green tea will help against fighting against inflammation. The next one on my list is my favorite. Listen, I used to be like, ugh, but my favorite ever since I became pescatarian is avocado, baby. I love me some avocado. And we talked about this too before in previous episodes, that avocado is known to boost your mood. I think we talked about that before. If you don't know, avocado is known to boost mood. But not only is it known to boost mood, it's also known to help decrease inflammation. So listen, if you're not hip to avocado, I'm going to need you to get on it. And I will say, the first time I had avocado, I was like, what is this? Like, it was so bland. No, put some sea salt on it or whatever seasoning you want to put, some Mrs. Dash. Don't put too much salt on it. Some pepper, some lemon lime juice, whatever it may be. Listen, bomb. You can toast some bread, put some avocado on top of it, and then maybe put some garlic on top and some tomatoes. Y'all, listen. Avocado for the win. Like, avocado is so filling, it's so high in protein, and it's full of good fats. Like, and it just makes you so full. Like, avocado, I swear, it's just awesome. But avocado, so if you're eating it right now, listen, you're helping your body fight against inflammation, because avocado is another great food to help fight against inflammation. The next one on my list is turmeric, which is a type of spice. So turmeric, I had turmeric before. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't really care for it. I was like, what is this? And I used to put turmeric in my smoothie, and I was like, not feeling it. I was like, I don't know why I'm not feeling it, but I wasn't feeling it. But it had a different taste. But turmeric, there's turmeric pills out there, like as in supplements. But turmeric is another food or supplement, whatever you want to call it, or spice that can help decrease inflammation. Like I said, if you have a chronic illness, chronic disease, whatever it may be, turmeric is a good option to help you fight inflammation in the body. So yes, turmeric, like I said, they do now sell, I've seen it before, like they sell turmeric supplements or pills, whatever you want to call it. But what I was using the turmeric powder. And then also too, like, you can cook with turmeric. There's so much that you can do with it. But at the time I was making like a turmeric smoothie. I was not feeling it. I was like, I don't know what this taste is, but I wasn't feeling it. But listen, everybody has different taste buds, and that's the beauty of life. Like, do what works for you. Like, I wouldn't say force yourself unless it's something that you really, really need in life. I wouldn't say force yourself to just eat something because it's like, well, everyone else is doing it. No, do what works for you. Because if you don't like it, you're not going to stick with it. And I say that about exercise or just working out. Stick with doing something that you like at least halfway enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're doing something that you don't fully enjoy, you're not going to stick with it. Like, that's just, unless you are mighty, mighty disciplined. And if you are, listen, hey, I need you on my team. But unless you are mighty, 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 mighty disciplined, you'll stick with it. But 9 times out of 10, if you're not feeling something or don't like something, you're not going to go back to it. So, but yes, turmeric. So if you like turmeric, shout out to you. Turmeric is known to help fight against inflammation. The next one on my list is almonds. So almonds is another great snack, or whatever you want to call it, snack food. And I say snack because with me, I used to carry like almonds like in a plastic bag. I used to be bad, especially when I was in college. I used to get like the chocolate covered almonds. Oh my gosh. But I used to eat so many of them. Like I literally used to eat so many of them. Like, it was bad. I'm like, okay now. But yes, almonds is another great food to help fight against inflammation. You can put almonds in salads. You can put almonds in your smoothies as long as your smoothie can chop that up. My smoothie blender, I probably need to buy a Ninja. Probably will not chop up no almonds. But yes, almonds can go in salads. You can put it in a sandwich. You can bake with them. There's so much that you can do with almonds. And like I said, it's a great to-go snack. So if you're going to work, if you have children, whatever it may be, almonds is another great choice of food to help fight against inflammation. The next one on my list is lemons. Lemons is another great food to help fight against inflammation. And also this past week, what I did was I bought me some lemons and I put some in my water. I know in a previous episode, I did talk about how I did the detox water, which made me feel really good. I did cucumber, lemon, and mint, and that was a good detox. I just one day left, I guess, fruit or whatever in there too long, and the fruit and the mint leaves and my water bottle was scaring me. I was like, what is this smell? So I was like, oh no. But yeah, so this time I did just water and lemon, and I feel it just makes me feel good. So, and I feel like I be feeling like my metabolism is moving. That even makes sense. But lemons is also an anti-inflammatory food. So make sure you go ahead and add that to your diet, whether that is in your water, that's in your green tea. Listen, hint, okay, green tea and lemon. Okay, that's a double anti-inflammatory type of drink. Okay, green tea and lemon. Come on, y'all. So yes, so lemons, you could put lemons in salads. You could squeeze it on top of whatever. There's so much that you could do with lemons. Me personally, I don't really do much. I literally buy a lemon and then I'll either put it in my tea or I'll put it in my water. I really don't experiment with lemons, but lemons is another great option. So if you're eating lemons now or whatever you're doing with them, you're on the right track in regards to fighting against inflammation in your body. The next one on my list is cherries. Cherries is another great food to help fight against inflammation. I used to eat cherries. I'm trying to think. Maybe a couple years ago, I did used to buy cherries, but they were like so tart, and I was like, ooh, wow. But cherries are good though. So, but the cherries I had, I don't know, but I still will eat cherries to this day, and cherries are another great snack option. So another like snack option you can do is maybe have like a little Ziploc bag, whatever it may be, and have a bag of cherries and almonds. So, the almonds will give you the protein and the cherries, for the fruit or carbs, whatever it may be. So that's another great option, especially if you're on the road of trying to lose weight and you need something to snack on. You want something sweet, but you also need some protein. You can snack on almonds and cherries. That's another great option. But yes, and those are both of those foods are anti-inflammatory. So, and if you really think about it, these foods that I'm naming to you guys, if you really think about it, I've discussed a lot of these foods on previous podcast episodes. These foods basically they do wonders in the body. These foods help decrease anxiety and depression. They help fight against anxiety, depression. They just help your body overall. And I can't even think of the word for it. And that's the beautiful thing about like just nutrition. That's why I enjoy nutrition so much, because it's just like, it's crazy to me how these foods that are right in front of us can do so much for our body, but yet oftentimes we walk past it because the convenience of just eating something that's more processed is easier to get our hands on than like fresh food or whatever it may be. And then also too, I feel like society makes us think that, when it comes to eating healthy, all we can think about is salads, or we're just eating a cucumber or a piece of lettuce, but that's not what it is. And I mean, I would love to change the narrative on that. And even me, sometimes, like when I think like, okay, I got to eat healthy, I always make a joke. I'm like, okay, I need to eat a salad. But, it's a learning process. And I think that's why it is so important to listen to podcasts like this. And just listen to other people who talk about health and nutrition, because the information really is not out there. It's not out there for you to grab. You have to kind of just dig into the world of nutrition and just overall of eating healthy and how to take care of your mind in order to get this information. So, but yes, let me go back. So the next food on my list is broccoli. Broccoli is another great food to help fight against inflammation. You can eat broccoli raw. You can cook broccoli. I know back in the day when I was in school, they used to feed us broccoli and cheese. I mean, it was good, but the cheese, yes. So I don't know about the cheese. If the cheese was healthy, it really wasn't. But yes, but broccoli is another good food to eat to help fight against inflammation. But let me rewind that back. And I like to, talk about this as well. If you find that the only way for you to get broccoli into your diet right now is to add cheese on it, go ahead and do that. I don't like to really tell people not to do this and that. If that basically introduces you into a vegetable, if you have to put cheese on it in order for you to be introduced to it, go ahead and do that. And, I understand too, not everybody obviously is not everybody's pescatarian, vegan, whatever you want to call it, vegetarian. But I did watch a documentary which opened my eyes to cheese. I watched a documentary called What the Health. And I know a lot of people watch What the Health, but when I watched What the Health, I was already pescatarian. So when that documentary came out, it just kind of helped solidify just a few things that I had already thought about. But they talked a lot about cheese and milk and things like that. So, dairy products, has been shown to cause inflammation and things like that, and lead to, symptoms of depression and anxiety, and lead to, other illnesses. So, but like I said, with cheese, because listen, y'all, I love cheese. When I tell y'all I love cheese, I'd be like, why does cheese have to be so good? Cheese and sweets just go hand in hand. I love cookies, cookies and cheese. Mac and cheese. I'm just making myself hungry over here. Cheese is so good. So, like I said, if you find that that's the only way that you can right now introduce broccoli into your diet to slowly get it into your diet, I would say, definitely go ahead and put the cheese on the broccoli and do what you got to do. But I would say as you slowly learn more about, your body, your health, and about, doing things to make your body feel good, I would say try to slowly cut back on that cheese. The next one on my list is garlic. Garlic is another great food to help fight inflammation. Garlic is very, very, very strong, but it has so many wonderful benefits. But just speaking about the one benefit, because we're talking about it today, is that it has a great benefit to help decrease inflammation. So you could buy garlic cloves in a store. They're not expensive at all. I think I got five garlic cloves for 99 cents. They're not expensive at all. They last forever. You can also buy the garlic in a jar. I did that once. I didn't care for it. It was too much oil. I was like, what are we doing? It was garlic inside olive oil, and I was like, what are we doing? So yeah. So I prefer to do fresh garlic, but listen, y'all, garlic is excellent in regards to fighting inflammation. And there are so many benefits of garlic. There are so many benefits of garlic. And I know garlic is strong. So I even tell myself, when I'm out in public, actually now when I think about it, when I'm out in public, 9 times out of 10, I don't really go for something with garlic. Cause I'm not trying to have my breath just out here, just kicking. No. But yes, garlic is very strong. But even though it is strong, it has really, really strong health benefits. The last one on my list today, number 10, number 10 food on my list is tomatoes. Tomatoes. Tomato is a great way to fight against inflammation in your body. I know my store that I go to, sometimes I like to go to Aldi's. I like both stores, but I do sometimes go to Wegmans because Aldi's doesn't necessarily have everything that I like. So I go to a grocery store called Wegmans. But now, sometimes I'm I don't know how they did this, but I kind of know how they did this. They have these flavor bomb tomatoes, and I keep trying to tell myself, come on, girl, you shouldn't be eating no flavor bomb tomatoes, but they're really good. So it kind of goes back to what I was saying before in regards to if there's something that you like, even though it may be kind of like a GMO or whatever it may be, that, they did some tweaking to it for it to get that way, but it's still sort of healthy, I would say still go for it. So for me, obviously, I know that tomatoes don't come out the ground tasting they have sugar bomb tomatoes, or they don't come out the ground tasting whatever way they be making them in Wegmans. I know that, but for me, that's how I enjoy tomatoes. So they're called flavor bomb tomatoes, and they're very good to me, and I really just enjoy eating them that way. So tomatoes is another great food to add to your diet, to add to your overall lifestyle eating habits if you're trying to fight inflammation in your body. So yes, y'all. So those are 10 foods. Like I said, those are not all the foods that can help fight inflammation, but those are just some foods that you can, certainly add to your diet today to help you get on the track of feeling better mentally, feeling better physically, and just helping your body to decrease all that inflammation. Like me, I'm a type 1 diabetic. Listen, inflammation, okay? Inflammation. So these foods not only, like I said, will fight against inflammation, they will also help you to lose weight. They will help you feel clean. You'll also feel better. You won't feel as groggy. You'll feel more alert. Like there's so many benefits, like so many benefits of, adhering to a diet that is meant to benefit you and make you feel good and to also fight inflammation. So you already know what time it is. It's time for this week's quote of the week. And this week's quote of the week is, eating well is a form of self-respect. Let me repeat that again. Eating well is a form of self-respect. Period. All right, I'm good, fam. You already know what time it is. We are now at the end of this week's show, and I hope this information was helpful, insightful, and everything in between. Do not forget to go ahead and subscribe, share this podcast, leave a rating and review, and tell a friend. Thank you guys once again so much for tuning in to the I'm Good podcast. I'm your host, Shri, and I will see all of you beautiful people next week. Bye-bye.